Hey folks, Temple here and welcome to another Let's Talk, and today we're going to talk about, is there a video game crash on the horizon? Now for those who don't know what a video game crash is, back in the 1980s there was a video game, meltdown after when, bad sales, bad representation and very bad games came out and ended up, crippling the video game market. And it ended up the whole video game, scene collapsing. And if it wasn't for the big N, we would not have a video game industry today. But here's the question we must ask ourselves. Is there another one coming? And to be honest, the reason I am thinking about this is what I've watched recently. Jim Sterling, Angry Joe's rant on Need for Speed, which you guys really got to check out. It was hilarious. And also Jim Sterling's, weeks of campaigning against loot boxes, crappy, microtransactions and dirty tactics. You really ought to watch them. They're quite insightful. But in any case, is there a video crash coming? Because are we being doomsayers? Or is there an actual legitimacy to this? Well, here's the thing. Yes and no. And I'm going to explain it simply. Now, as many of you know, the big four, which I'm counting Blizzard as one of the big four because they are technically big, getting bigger, is Activision, EA, and Ubisoft. Now, these three companies are notorious for trying to put in microtransactions, loot boxes, and, special card crates. I mean, look no further what's happening with Need for Speed and Star Wars Battlefront 2 and COD. Those three games are getting horrific backlashes, especially Star Wars Battlefront 2. I mean, my God, the backlash it's having is horrendous. But is it well justified? And in my view, yes. I mean, you're holding back content that people want for ransom. Now, it's not just, the whole microtransaction thing, but it's also all the loot crates. Now, a lot of people point the finger at, like Blizzard, but people should remember Team Fortress 2 back in the early mid-2000s. They did this as well, but nobody thought much of it. Now, a lot of people say, well, it's, an optional choice. Yes, it is. But when you've got companies who are willing to do dirty tactics, to do this, it's like non-optional at points. I mean, even Shadow of War is guilty of this. So why are they doing this? Well, Jim pointed out simply, perpetual money. These companies want perpetual money. They want more and more money from what they would get from a $60 purchase or a 50 quid one from here in the United Kingdom. And be honest with you, I am not impressed with the way this is going on. I feel this is a problematic situation. But I do not blame the games companies wholeheartedly. Now hear me out. Hear me out before you guys rage in the comments. Listen to what I've got to say. Yes, I do blame the games companies. Yes, I do blame some. I don't blame all studios. And I'll tell you why in a minute. The people I blame are YouTubers and people themselves. They've got to shoulder a good chunk of the blame. The YouTubers for glorifying it. The whole pack opening, comparing and all that jazz. It's all that. And also people's vanity. Because people want a competitive edge. They want like the best skins. They want to be, show off, flaunt the gear, flaunt the cash. And also, the whole competitive edge. It's human nature, and this is the problem we're having now. Where human nature is getting, a little bit out of hand. But I do fear, this could end up bringing the games companies, down. But would the big three actually, well, I said three, but these are the three main ones. Would they suffer if, a video game crash happened? And I'm hate to say this, but no. Yes, they would take hits, but they wouldn't be as crippling as it would to say a medium developer or medium-sized publishers who are not under the umbrella of these companies. They're the ones that would take the biggest hits, and they're the ones that could suffer. And also the fact that more and more companies are trying to get rid of single play, stories and campaigns just for multi-transactions and multiplayer online functionality for their microtransaction shenanigans is absolute ludicrous. I mean, I like a good single player game as much as the next guy, but the fact that there's hardly any is absolutely disgraceful. I mean, Wolfenstein 2, that was a good game. I mean, it was single player, but it was a good game, and there was many others that have proven to be good single player games. But unfortunately, as time's progressed so far, it's like they're slowly dying out. They're not going to go away, thank God, hopefully. But I've noticed they're slowly, dying away a bit. I mean, they're not going to die. They're going to still be around, but they're not going to be as prominent. I hope at least they'll get back into prominence soon, because to be honest, I'm getting a little bit sick of this whole, multiplayer crap and everything, because I do like a good single player game from time to time. And yes, I know this sounds hypocritical of me because you're watching Overwatch. What I'm doing is a multiplayer game, but I don't mind playing a multiplayer game once in a while. But I do like a good, like, quiet, single player game and enjoy immersive stories. But this point is coming a part of where the a former BioWare, developer had said that oh, during Andromeda's run, EA was telling you got to shovel in microtransactions, you got to shovel it in down their throats and everything. And I think myself, why? We don't. Some of us don't want it, and that also was contribute to, Andromeda's downfall. But also we got also Need for Speed, the newest one, that says, oh, if you want to build your cars or make them better, you have to get cards. And if you watch Angry Joe's rant about it, my God, he couldn't have said it better myself how that was going to go down. And also, Battlefront 2, my God, the backlash it's suffering because of the fact that you've got to like get loads and loads of like loot boxes to get Darth Vader. It's just like, what? I mean, Jesus Christ. And also COD, their shenanigans. What COD is doing, and this is the most low down, dirty tactics I've ever seen in my life. Excuse me. And their dirty tactics is that they force you to face players who have paid to win, and you get your ass kicked, and you think, right, I need to get the competitive edge to match this guy. I'm going to need to buy loads and loads of this crap to get these weapons. And that is just downright dirty tactics. And to me, this is the biggest problem. Now, a lot of people point the finger at Overwatch. Overwatch kind of, glorified it because of their game. I disagree. I don't think Overwatch is, the main culprit. Now, before anyone, says I'm white knighting them, I am not. I am not white knighting them to the hilt. I'm not going to white knight them at all. What I'm saying is their loot boxes revolve around skins. And that's fine. But when you add elements that allow you to give you a competitive edge against your opponent, that is where the problem lies. That's where I feel like this is wrong on so many levels. And also, the whole scenario that is breaking out is unbelievable. Now, the reason I also believe they might not be video game crash is because, well, look at COD. It did better than Thor Ragnarok and Wonder Woman combined in sales. There's your answer. There are too many people who are so engrossed with this trend, they'll just buy it anyway. So, yeah, a video game crash is still plausible, but it's just not at this moment in time. But it is there. It's hovering about. It's like the sword of Damocles is literally hanging above the video game industry, ready to come down, plunging its sword into the heart of the game's console. And as I said before, if it does happen, a lot of studios will fall, and a lot of them, I mean the big companies will take a big hit. But how many would fall is the question. And I believe not many, because, there's a lot of sports fans that love like sports games. There's a lot of, Battlefront fans. There's a lot of COD fans. I mean, there's a lot of them. It's the more small to medium-sized studios that are going to take the biggest hit, that are not in that bracket or umbrella of protection from their, parent publishers. That is the problem. Also, the fighting game community is also having a DLC issue problem. What happened with Street Fighter and, Marvel vs. Capcom? Now, the Marvel vs. Capcom situation, that has gone bad. And now they've put some of the DLC characters which people want, on a price tag. I mean, like the Monster Hunter, Black Panther, all these good characters people want to play, but they don't want to pay, the money for it. They want to have them in the game. And I agree, they should have been in the game from the beginning, but that's the way the model works these days. Hell, look at Street Fighter V. Ever since, Fighter Pack 1 came out, a lot of people were interested because there was a lot of the characters they want, but also there was a lot of anger because people felt that, they're holding their favorite characters to hostage because you got to go through microtransactions to get them. And also with, Season 2 that they brought out, nobody, cared about it. Nobody gave two predatory, shits about it. Nobody cared. And this has been the biggest issue as well. And that's not only just them. It is also the other problem we're having as well is, they're holding like most of the good content back, as hostage. And this is going to come to a point where people are going to say, right, enough's enough. We've had enough of this. We're not going to pay for it. And they're going to suffer the most. And to be honest, I mean, take a look at Marvel vs. Capcom. Now, I've only done 3 videos, but I'm not buying any new characters because I feel that, I've been cheated out of a good game. and also missing the X-Men, but that is things of legality outside of, Capcom's control, so you can't blame them. But when DLC is done right, it can be good. Take Injustice, for example. I mean, you got Hellboy and the Teenage Mutant Turtles as two like specialized characters. That is fair. I mean, that is fair. I mean, you bring in characters that people on the fence with, bring them in, and with a guest character says, hey, we're bringing in fair. We're bringing all the best characters in the main game, but here's some side characters that we're not sure that will do well or not. So I don't mind if it's that extent, but unfortunately, with the way the video game industry is going at this moment in time, yes, I do believe video game crash is on the horizon, but I don't believe it's not yet. I believe probably within the next 10 years, I would say, we could get a video game crash. Because I know people saying, Jim, he put it eloquently. He said that they should be, screwed and everything. He hopes they all go out of business. Now, I don't believe in people losing their jobs. That's something I don't believe in. But I kind of see where Jim is coming from, Jim Sterling. He thinks that, the sooner these people, this game crash happens and half of this bullcrap gets removed, the better. And I'm going to be honest, I don't see that happening anytime soon. But what is your thoughts, guys? Do you believe a video game crash is on the horizon? Or do you believe it's just a bunch of naysayers and doomsayers, just trying to make importance? And in my honest opinion, like I said, I don't believe a video game crash is going to happen right this instant, the next probably, 4 years. But I do believe one is on the horizon, probably in the next 10 years, I would say. Alright folks, that's the video, and what's your thoughts? Please leave a comment in the comment section, and I'll see you in the next video. I'll catch you later.